All right. Hope you're all doing well. Now, the title is not for no good reason. Actually, it's pretty true and pretty evident. I've been talking about this and preparing everyone, whether it's general viewers or my community members, and I've been saying how this is basically going to be a bull trap, and the market is setting up a lower high. So it's pretty evident right here for those who do not have the time and want to get the bottom line real quick out of the way, so to speak. Here it is. That is the momentum on the monthly, which is significantly bearish and with clear divergence, which means we're going to continue dragging on lower and lower, at least on the monthly scale, which means again we may see some positive momentum still on the smaller time frames, but on the grand scheme of things, the momentum is mostly bearish. Now, those who have more time, stay with me for a couple of minutes. Do not forget to smash the like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, set it to all, otherwise you'll not be informed. Join in on Patreon. Why? Because, well, look, I'm tired of saying this, but really my community is to the point, sort of got to the point where we're making fun of that whole thing. We're discussing things that were known to us, unlike everyone else. In fact, you can see we call it magic, and kind of some of the newer members here are making fun. Shout out. We're really good at guessing. Wink, wink. Right? Of course, it's not guessing. Palantir, for example, and plenty of other examples. We do share information with one another, but mostly don't forget that the community is focused on technical analysis, which of course you get various channels that teach you about basic things you probably want to know with regards to technical analysis, to be able to do this on your own, or at least understand what the analysis is. But more so, do not forget, I keep my members up to speed on a consistent basis. And as you can see, for example, this overall behavior was expected. My members knew about it. In fact, they were far more than prepared. As you can see, before it ever happened. For example, this was posted on April 6th, right? So we spoke about this. We knew all this sort of behavior will happen. And my members are most up to speed, and you probably want to be as well. So if you want to be up to speed, join in the community before the discount expires. There is now currently still a discount for the Patreon. The Patreon is still currently discounted. Let me bring it in so you guys can see. It is still discounted. This price, instead of using various blah blah codes, I just set the price to be lower right now. Instead of being $100, it is 30% discounted, and then you can have it even further more discounted if you change it to annual, and you then end up paying $56 instead of $70. And well, you'll know what's going on and what's about to happen in the market, or at least you will be able to learn. Now let's get into the analysis real quick. So in simple terms, we still are gonna be seeing a little bit of sideways price action, as long as this misdirection, this trap, if you will, the Trump is setting up for the RGC, this false ceasefire that is going on right now. But we're not going to speculate based upon fundamental events. We're simply going to look at the technical analysis and what the numbers, what are the charts saying that the price action is about to do. So as you can tell, the smaller time frames, usually we skip over them simply because they don't matter that much. On the 45 minutes, we're already starting to see breakdown, although arguably we still have, I can kind of skip over and really go to the bottom line. The bottom line is summed up here at the weekly. On the weekly, we still have a little bit of bullish momentum right there, as you can see on the bottom. It is bullish, but it is in bearish territory. We are in oversold territory, skipping over back above the 20. Again, still bearish, but not that strong, which means we're now moving mostly sideways, probably within the range I've also mentioned before, and I said we will be retesting that and forming the secondary shoulder. This shoulder, as I said, it's not going to be fully equal or pretty kind of symmetrical to this shoulder, but this is a head and shoulder structure. So if you want to look at the monthly structure right here, the monthly channel, we are at least headed, whether it's going to take a while or it's going to be quick, doesn't matter. We are headed towards the handle of arguably within the range of 5,500 before, arguably, if you ask me, we're going to continue even lower further. But that has to do, of course, with more corrective actions that will take place, kind of the equal of that action, and only then we'll continue even further down. So it's not going to be a straightforward drop. There will be multiple bullish corrective actions inside this overall movement downwards, but yes, we are now spilling over. The trap is set. People, I warned about this, in fact, months in advance, how people will think there will be an event that will cause people to think the war is all over. In fact, if you look back, and I'll probably link the videos, I've mentioned this several weeks ago and a month ago and a couple of well, almost a couple of months ago at this point, I warned that this sort of event will come about and people will think, oh, it's all over, everything will be fine, and in reality things will just continue going and falling downwards. So later, don't say how the market did not warn you. The market is right now screaming and yelling at you that it still has plenty of bearish momentum. In fact, you can see it through various individual assets such as Palantir. As you can see, it is fully respecting various support and resistance levels we've analyzed and mentioned in my previous video about Palantir. We did not get caught with our pants down. Arguably, there is still some corrective measure in Palantir going on and being built up. The setup right now is somewhat bullish, as you can see right there. We're starting to build up a little bit of bullish momentum. There's a crossover right there. We're not fully below 20, so that kind of gives us an indication of some bullish momentum that is about to come through. And in my humble opinion, we're about to retest that 140 range, and arguably we have several multiple right here. We have a range we're going to be working our way within. So basically retesting up and down multiple times, if you ask me, between these levels, that their ceiling will be roughly within the range of 140. Maybe we will get to the median of the channel. If you notice, there's a channel going on in the background, quite a wide channel, so it's not going to be all that surprising if the market will, if having that sort of momentum, will trace back all the way up to roughly what is 150 before collapsing back down, kind of generating this sideways movement for a bit of time. So traders, be aware of the potential. Still though, do not forget the overall the overall picture about Palantir is mostly negative. As you can see, we're still falling down and going to continue falling down for quite a while. In fact, I expect quite low prices over the correction that will occur in the market simultaneously. Yeah, that's it, boys and girls. I'm sorry I haven't been uploading as often as I usually am. First of all, it's been a holiday here. Second of all, those who don't know, I've had my jaw a little bit swelled, had a bit of a thing in my tooth. Still do, although now I am taking medication and stuff, so should be fine. But yeah, pardon me for not posting as often, but I did, those who are in the know, those who are part of the community, I did post and mention everything that's about to occur in advance. My members were in the know, in fact, to the point where we made fun of how obvious everything that's going on is. If you really want to know like the rest, definitely you should join in. And I do have now empty spots in my one-on-one academy where I actually teach how to analyze the charts, how to be an independent analyst for yourself instead of relying on talking bubbleheads that convince you to catch a falling knife right now, which is very, very dumb. I would call them sock tubers at best, not stock tubers or stock YouTubers, because they're not. They have no idea what they're talking about. Do not forget, boys and girls, I'm an actual account manager, worked in the industry for over almost 2 decades, and I really know what I'm talking about. I am my own analyst and kind of do this on a daily basis. And I have a wide and extensive community and many students who I taught how to do this very same thing. In fact, here are some of the testimonials. You can see some of the testimonials right here of my academy students, those who finished the academy. You can see their successes and their opinions on the academy. That's it, boys and girls. I'll see you on the next one. That's all I had to say. You all have a wonderful day. Not forget, none of this is financial advice. It's just me analyzing the charts, some dude on the internet, if you will, and all that stuff. See you on the next one.